Item number 1B, a resolution 23-2010 approving the First Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement concerning Auto Theft Task Force among Wheat Ridge, Arvada, Lakewood, Denver, and Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney for the First District of Colorado. Item number 1C, a motion to approve the water and sanitation tap fees for 38th and Kipling Park Development to Denver Water Consolidated Mutual Water Company and West Ridge Sanitation District in a combined amount of $273,940. And item 1D, a motion to approve the amendment to the City of Wheat Ridge for RF 06-54, a bus stop shelter construction and maintenance agreement.
Motion's in order. Just motion 180.
I move to approve agenda items 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D.
Is there a second?
Second.
Anybody like to pull anything off the consent? Please poll the council on the main motion.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is ordinances on first reading. Council Bill 08-2010. Councilmember DeMott.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council Bill number 08-2010, an ordinance amending Article 7 of Chapter 26 concerning off-premise identification signs, community event sponsorship banners, and signs in the public right-of-way.
Motion's in order.
Motion in order. I move to approve Council Bill number 08-2010, case number ZOA 1001, an ordinance amending Chapter 26 of the Code of Laws concerning off-premise identification signs, community event sponsorship banners, and signs in the public right-of-way on first reading. Order it published. Public hearing set for Monday, June 28th at 7 p.m. in City Council chambers, and that it take effect 15 days after final publication.
Is there a second? We have a motion for approval, seconded by Councilmember Adams. Please poll the council.
Motion carries 8-0.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda for tonight. Move on. Item 3, Councilmember Reinhardt. Do you have a resolution number for item 3, City Clerk?
I don't have it on hand. I can assign it later.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need a resolution number to be assigned later. Councilmember Reinhardt?
There's been much discussed in the community. There's been much discussion in the community about the possibility of a referendum changing the form of government. While I have no position on the particular proposal, I do see the merit in a periodic review of our charter. To that, for an appropriate review of the charter requires that we collect the information to evaluate the proposals. To that end, I'm moving council to approve the following resolution: a resolution creating the Citizens Exploratory Committee, CEC, for the purpose of public education and debate regarding the effectiveness and efficiency of various forms of city government. Whereas a major change in the governmental structure is a complex issue, time and effort are needed to study the type and scope of any proposed changes, and whereas structural changes to the city government should be made very openly with care and debate, and all options should be considered and debated, and whereas the City Council is a commitment to transparent, effective, and efficient government, and whereas the City Council believes it in the best interest of the citizens to form a committee of citizens and civic leaders to study the efficiency of our current form of government. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Wheat Ridge, Colorado, as follows. A Citizens Exploratory Committee is hereby formed to study the effectiveness and efficiency of the council manager form of government and other forms of city government with the following conditions. 1. The committee will make recommendations to City Council on each form of government studied. 2. The committee will report its findings to City Council on July 14, 2010. 3. An independent advisor will be selected to facilitate the meetings. 4. The Office of the City Manager will provide staffing support to record the minutes of the committee meeting, broadcast committee meetings on Channel 8, and create committee webpage on the city's website. 5. All necessary funding shall be taken out of the General Government, Legislative Services, and/or Office of City Manager budget accounts. 6. The committee shall consist of the following citizens and civic leaders: State Senator Marion Mo Keller, former State Representative Sherry John, Amy Sherman, President and CEO of the West Chamber. Cheryl Wise, Wheat Ridge business owner. E. Larry Schultz, Wheat Ridge treasurer. F. Ron Abbo, principal, the Abbo Group, resident and board member. G. Dewey Bridge, Jefferson County School principal and resident. H. Gretchen Cerveny, former mayor and resident. 7. This resolution shall be effected immediately upon adoption.
Is there a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval, second by Councilmember Langworthy. Discussion on the main motion? Mrs. Sang?
Well, I think this is a good idea. I will not be supporting it because I believe that I do not agree with the people that are on the board, that have been selected to be on the board.
Mr. Stites, do you have your hand up?
I'm confused. Why? I don't understand this. If it's, I'm just at a loss of words because I don't understand what we're trying to do here. If it's for the election, is it to write the thing for the booklet? I'm really at a lack of something to say here. I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't understand.
Mr. Reinhardt?
Thank you. I believe there are a number of alternatives and a reason to study what alternatives there might be for the form of government in the city. And I think that to do that effectively, we need a broad look at what alternatives are out there, and that this is an attempt to do it in a way that's not related to that's apolitical, if you will, in terms of council and the elected officials in general.
Mr. Stites?
Well, there's only two forms of government. You can have, what is it, like what we have now, manager council form or mayor administrator form. So there's only two, but I don't understand why we're spending taxpayers' money to come up with two forms of government that we have. I really am at a loss of words for this. I just don't understand what we're doing here. What's this committee going to do? Come and report to us the manager form of government or the administrative form of government? To me, we're spending taxpayers' money here for nothing, because there's only two ways of government that you can have. So I really just don't understand what we're doing here.
Ms. Sang and then or go ahead, Ms. J and then Ms. Sang.
I like Ms. Sang. I think it's an excellent idea, and I believe that anytime we can provide information to our citizens when a plan as large and as changing as another form of government is introduced for the citizens to vote on it, they really need the opportunity to have information about this. This is a very significant change in our government, and it's one that we had changed, I think it was 10 or 14, something like that, 10, 15 years ago. And the ability to review this thoroughly before they make this important vote is critically important. And I think there's more than two forms of government. I'm not sure. There could be changes in our existing form of government, different arrangements. It isn't just only two ways. Many cities have still other situations. That's all.
Ms. Sang? Mr. DeMott?
I just have a question. They'll be exploring the difference between a council manager form of government, which we've had for the last 10 years in the city, and a mayor administrator form of government, which we had for the first over 30 years. So the city was formed through the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Those two, and that's it.
It's my understanding that there are a variety of different questions that could come up besides the council, whether we have at-large seats or continue to have 2 per district, and that there's a variety of alternatives out there. But it's not my intention to be the one setting the scope of those discussions. It's my thought here is that this group of people may be able to act independently of the process by which we're doing it here and provide unique information we couldn't get to ourselves.
How did you come up with a list of names?
I did.
Who came up with the list of names for this? Any comments on that?
I think the list of names they reflect a broad range of civic leaders and community leaders, education, former council members, former mayors, business officials. I think they're very similar to the matrix we use for other committees, such as the Blue Ribbon Committee and whatnot, and which have been very successful. They are a group of citizens that have not expressed an opinion one way or the other on any potential. So I think that they're a well-respected group of civic leaders and citizens who represent a broad stakeholders within the community.
Ms. Sang?
Well, if I had been contacted, I think that I could have also added to the mix of some people that are very community-oriented and have been around a long time. And I'll just say what I think. I think that it's a very biased group of people. Not all of them, but some of them would not be able to look at this in a manner that in a manner without being biased. And my other thing is, why were some people contacted on this council for input of names and others weren't?
Mr. DeMott?
I think it's a well-respected list of names on here. I don't see any problem with, if they want to volunteer their time. I think we appreciate their time. I think I know everybody but maybe 1 or 2 people, but I don't see any problem with exploring something like this, as long as it doesn't take a whole lot of money. And I think the sooner the better. Get on it, and I think I'll support it.
I would encourage council to support this because this will bring out the same people that have basically had discussions on other things in the past. So let the discussion begin. I'm looking forward to it. Please poll the council on the main motion.
Motion carries 7-1 with Councilmember Sang voting no.
That concludes our agenda for tonight. City Manager's Matters?
I have nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
City Attorney's Matters?
Not tonight, thanks.
City Clerk's Matters?
Nothing this evening.
Ms. Sang? Mr. DeMott?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Ms. J?
Nothing.
Mr. Reinhardt?
Only any of you that Janice hasn't wore out asking for names and lunch menus, please help her out.
Mr. Stites?
Oh, you bet. It's a great time to relocate to Wheat Ridge, either your residence or your business. If you're thinking about it, contact staff or one of us, and we'll be glad to point you in the right direction. Second thing is once again, please do a positive thing for either your family, your community, your neighborhood. And as always, please try to find it and buy it in Wheat Ridge. Thank you.
Ms. Langworthy?
Nothing, thank you.
Ms. Adams?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The holiday weekend's coming up, so everyone hopefully will drive safely. But across the street at Ollinger, they have celebrations going on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. from fireworks to music performances, and I would encourage our community to support those activities. They are well thought out and very well done. That's all tonight. Thank you.
Ms. Berry?
Well, adding on to that, I don't know if most people know, but the Olinger property is also a arboretum, and there's amazing examples of state champions for various tree species, and they have a map that you can take a self-guided tour of the arboretum, and it's a pretty amazing place. So if you do go for some of those celebrations, take some time to look at the arboretum and the various wonderful examples of wonderful trees that we have over in the Olinger property.
I wanted to congratulate the 300 or so graduates from Leawood High School. We were down there at downtown over the weekend, shook about 300 hands with students, with Principal Griff Worth. Wanted to thank all the parents and students for a great year. Academically and sports-wise, Leawood High School did very well, and I was proud to be associated with them over the last 9 months. And looking forward to 2011 when they have another good group of juniors coming up. So we had a good year at the high school, and they had a good graduation downtown. And $5.2 million was awarded in a scholarship money for the class of 2010, $5.2 million in academic and athletic scholarships. That's pretty good for the high school, considering they have about 13 to 1,400 students. So also wanted to thank our relay team, our first year for the Wheat Ridge, City of Wheat Ridge. We took fourth out of 23 teams at the Colfax Marathon. That was really great. We had Councilmember Reinhardt, Heather Geyer, Sarah DiTullio, Michael Snow ran, and Adam Teets. So I appreciate all your hard work. Fourth out of 23 was not bad. Unfortunately, Arvada had two teams, first and second place, so they had some ringers on there. So maybe next year we'll have a little bit stronger run. Oh, of course, our city attorney came up with a lame leg excuse. And about the 11th hour, he cost us that extra 8 minutes that we needed to have. So
No sympathy for you.
no, all things considered, it was really great. It was good for the city of Wheat Ridge. So with that, we're adjourned.
Wheat Ridge Channel 8, keeping you informed on events in your community.